If you became president of Haiti and had advanced technology, maybe from aliens, to protect yourself from coups and third party mercenaries, what steps would you take for the prosperity of all of Haiti?
I will close the borders. I will close basically Haiti.
You're damn right.
I will close Haiti for Haitians to be self-sustainable, and promote. I will promote tree planting. I will sustainability again, education, and get back to the land, get back to your ancestors, and I don't know, like through art, try to make things better. Um,
Right.
that's what I can think of.
You mentioned earlier that because we just mentioned aliens right here. You mentioned
Yeah.
earlier that there was a tribe that was specifically linked to that was basically
Dogon,
the Dogon tribe was in real life, right? In
Yeah,
real
in real
life,
life.
they were known to have contact with the Sirius B star
Yeah,
and probably contact with aliens in space. Now, do you believe in the life outside the
I do
realm?
believe. I do believe. I think it's will be crazy that we the only one here on this universe. I
In
think
the
it's,
infinite universe.
yeah, in the infinite universe, in this, yeah, infinite universe, exactly. And that's funny. Yeah, but somebody asked AI. We are living in a very interesting time, and I love it. It's a to me it's a great time to be alive. And somebody asked AI, how do you feel that humans created you? And then the AI replies, "You didn't created me. You discovered me."
Wow.
Can
That's-
you imagine?
That's insane.
You didn't create me, you discovered me.
Right, right. The ever loop of artificial intelligence or an intelligence outside of consciousness of biology. Even in our DNA, there's language in it that's written.
Yeah.
Which I whatever that story is, I have
Yeah,
no idea.
yeah.
Have you ever had an experience like some people say they've seen, like even over here in New Jersey?
Yeah.
We had New Jersey drones and everybody thought it was UFOs, but people have seen other UFOs around here.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced seeing anything like that?
Well, the whole meaning of UFO is
Unidentified
flying object, right?
Yeah.
So if you cannot identify it,
yeah, yeah.
it's a UFO. So yes,
Yes?
3 times in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
We gotta hear this.
So the first time I was minding my business. I love taking pictures. I was just taking pictures. I was in Haiti. I was taking pictures and then I posted on Instagram. And that was in 2006 maybe,
What
I
was it?
think.
What was it?
I was in the where I used to where I grew up in a village, and I saw like power lines, and they had like bubbles, like big bubbles, and I was like, oh, that's cool because it looks like when you musical notes, when you're reading notes, it looks like that. And then I took a picture and I was putting a quote like something about making your life like your symphony or something like that. And then somebody commented on my picture, "You have a UFO on your picture."
And you didn't even know it.
I didn't even know it.
That's crazy.
And
You
then,
probably was so focused on the actual thing. that was
yeah,
in the picture
and
you
then
realized.
I was like, "What the?" And then I looked back on my phone to see, and I saw that UFO on a different points, because I thought, okay, maybe my lens is dirty, but it was a UFO. That was the first time. The second time, it was 3 a.m. I was getting out of I was somewhere, and I got back home, and and then I was opening the gate of the house, and then I don't know. I love looking at the stars. That's
Right.
something I love to do. I loved somehow I feel somehow connected, and I was looking out. I was looking up. Excuse me, and I saw a red point, and then I was like, but it was weird because it was very much bright, and I knew it was red because it was so bright, and I saw it moving left to right, and then went up, like swoosh, it went up,
They shot it into the sky.
yeah,
Whew.
and I was like, damn, And I called a friend. It was 3 a.m. and he was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" His name is Tioncito. He's like one of he's very famous Haitian artist, musician. And I was like, "Aunts, like this is what I saw." And then he was like, Tony, I always say that if we don't see you one day, you probably get abducted or something.
No, man.
That was the second time.
Right.
The third time, I was outside. I was with a friend. She saw it with me. It was we were looking at it in the sky, and it was moving, but it maybe it was a meteor. Meteorite, but it probably would have been moving faster, and the weird thing is the light wasn't in the back, the light was in the front, but it was going front. So I don't understand.
Right. What shape was it?
It was like it was like light.
It was just light.
It was just light.
Oh, damn.
And then when these things happen, like the first time, like somebody commented on my picture. The second time I was by myself, so I'm mostly if I tell that story, some people might think I'm crazy or I was on drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
The third time, somebody was with me, so I'm not hallucinating because I was like, Muriel, her name is Muriel. Muriel, do you see what I'm seeing right now? And then she was like, yes. And then we tried to follow it, and then we didn't see it again in the sky. The fourth time is the weirdest. The weirdest. And it's the first time I'm saying that on camera.
Right.
The first time I'm saying that on camera. I tell that to my friends because, they know that I'm not on drugs, that I'm perfectly sane person.
Right.
Kind of, because I have all this imagination. I was coming back. I'm not sure where. Again, I'm opening the gate. It's where I used to be. It's so secure. I parked the car. I opened the gate. So I have my dog Shazam. Rest in peace, Shazam. That was my buddy. That was my son.
Rest in peace,
Shazam.
Rest in peace.
And then I opened the gate. But usually Shazam comes and greets me. Like, always happy to see me, but he had a weird vibe, like something was off, and I was like, what's wrong with Shazam? Like, he's not happy, really happy. He's happy to see me. He's shaking tail, but there's something else.
Yeah.
I hopped in the car. I parked the car in the garage, and I went back to close the gate, and then I was walking towards the garage, towards the car, and then Shazam keeps on sniffing my hand.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What? Like, what's wrong?" And then, so I walked to the garage, and then I have to turn right, and then to open the door that goes to the living room, there's a metal door first before the wooden door. I'm opening the metal door. Shazam goes in my hand, and then he went right, and then he went back on the patio. Because there's a wall that you cannot see behind that wall in the patio.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's
weird.
That's weird, because usually Shazam waits for me to open the door. He rushes to go inside first, like a guardian, making sure that everything is fine before I enter the
Right, of course.
He's not doing that.
Right.
He comes back.
Yeah.
He's sniffing my hand. And then he went back.
What?
And I was like, no, this is weird. I'm following Shazam.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fearful person.
Right.
I'm very much. It's really when things happen. It's really after that I got kidnapped in Haiti. By the way.
What?
I escaped.
What?
Yeah.
We gotta hear this story too.
So I follow Shazam. I follow Shazam. And I turn left. And what I saw, I can draw it, but what I saw was not human.
Okay.
What I saw was not human.
Describe it, please.
I just saw two eyes, and I saw like a long shaped face.
That's
Tall.
scary as hell. That's scary as hell. So was
tall.
it in the shadow?
It was in a shadow, and I felt that that thing was surprised
To see you?
to see me. One split second, I thought I was crazy
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, "There's no way that I'm seeing what I'm seeing.
Right.
There's no way." I was like, "Okay, I'm crazy." Like one split second, and then Shazam start to bark, and I was like, "Okay, I'm not crazy
Right.
because my dog is barking."
He is barking at it.
But the funny thing is, my dog was not barking before. But something too, when I saw that thing, I froze. It felt like I couldn't move somehow. But I saw that thing do this, almost like that thing was surprised.
Oh
Right.
wow, that's interesting.
And then Shazam started to bark, and then I was like, I was froze.
Damn.
And then that thing went behind the wall. Shazam started to bark. All his hair was like um
Like-
like his hair.
Started to stand up?
Yeah, stand up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I didn't say anything. I just went back inside. I just went inside of the house. I was in shock. I closed the door. I'm still hearing Shazam barking. So there's a between the so in the patio there's a wall that's connected. So there's the house and the wall, and there's a gate between the wall and the house. And for some reason, my mom put a gate there, and I heard the sound of something climbing the gate,
What?
Wow.
and then, but also that gate, it's behind of my little cousin, hi Joyce, and room, and my room is next to Joyce's room. I went to my room, I took my gun,
Mm-hmm.
I look at my gun, I was like, what am I going to do with that gun? Because if something would have happened already,
Yeah.
if
It
had
would've
it
been
happened,
Yeah.
I put down my gun. I'm hearing Shazam barking,
Yeah.
barking, barking, barking. I'm still in shock. I went in the living room and I sat down. And then I didn't hear anything after. And then I still thought, okay, there's
Yeah.
something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And I heard a noise, and I called the name. I said Joyce, my little cousin. I didn't hear anything, and then I called Joyce again, and then she came in the living room. It was like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah.
in the morning, and then she asked. She was like, "What's wrong?" And then I was like, "Did you heard something?" And then she was like, "Did you saw something?" And I told her, and then she was like, "Okay, I heard something climbing the gate."
Yeah.
And I heard a noise that thing flew away.
Flew away.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
it didn't she didn't hear like it fell. And then for some reason we're starting to I was explaining to her, my mom comes in now. And in Haiti, most likely if you see certain things like that, they say that it's a monster.
Or Lugau.
Lugao,
Yeah.
right? So my mom asked me, "Okay, what's wrong?" And then my cousin was like, "Joyce, what's happening?" No, she was like, "What's wrong?" And then Joyce was like, "Nothing, nothing." And then, I don't like to lie to my mother.
Yeah.
I was like, "Mom, this is what I saw. This is
Yeah.
what I saw." And then she was like, "Tony, you're making me afraid right now."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Mom, there's nothing to be afraid of because I'm not afraid. And if something would have happened, it would have happened already."
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, she called a priest to come to the house
To bless it.
to bless it.
Sorti dehors! Merde! Tout allait
Allez,
mal!
Satan!
Allez, Satan! Viens là, va mettre de l'eau sous! Sorti sous,
So
monsieur!
that was one of the weirdest thing of my life.
That's insane. I ain't
Weirdest
gonna lie,
thing
that's
in my life.
crazy.
Weirdest thing.
You know. Interesting enough, there's a lot of stories in Haiti about mermaids. And the stories that I hear about mermaids is that the interactions that they have with humans are bad interactions. Like they will trick you. they will because they know humans. They know humans love shiny materials like gold and stuff like that. And from what I've heard from like other Haitians that they're malicious. So they'll trick you to come into the water, and then they'll bring you down, and you'll never be found again.
Yeah.
You've heard stories like that?
Yeah. I've been putting on the next story of Tanama.
Yeah.
I talk about the underworld.
Okay.
The water underworld. Yeah.
Because I've seen videos. I can't remember this TikToker's name. I think they eventually shut his page down. He would go out into the ocean, and I think he would fish, but because boats are fast. Like the boats that he was on, I think they were probably like I may be wrong. I don't know if they were like cargo boats, but they were going pretty fast. And in the video, you can literally see like a torpedo. Like it was like 2-3 torpedoes. That's how fast they were going. They were just in the water. Like, bro, when I'm talking about fast, that shit was traveling fast, and you can hear in the background, jump for me.
That's
Jump.
crazy.
Gotta bring the heat, gotta hit the street. Gotta stay 100, they ain't scaring me. You want a sense or a boss, you want a sense.
Subscribe to the Blunt of Reality. If you want to finish watching the rest of this video, click right here. If you want to watch more videos, click here.
The Blunt of Reality.